G'day guys, this is Nick at Stridewise.com where I look at men's boots and apparel that's built to last. I'm here in Columbia, Tennessee with the inimitable Trenton of Trenton and Heath.
Yep.
G'day, mate.
Yeah, appreciate you coming down visiting.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was very, very happy to come down here. This is actually my second time down here. I came down here and resold some Red Wings a little while ago.
Yeah.
I guess I'll put that video up there somewhere. But today, I really want to do a simple video. Now, Trenton is a genius cobbler and he takes apart shoes and refurbishes them and has done it a million times over. Make sure you subscribe to his channel, which is vastly bigger than mine and deserves to be. It's really fascinating. The real, beautiful science of shoemaking can be there for all to see. And basically, I've got dirty shoes and I want them to be cleaned up.
Yeah.
And there's suede as well, right? So this here is the Thursday Cavalier boot. This is like the slightly more dressy Chelsea boot from Thursday Boot Company, and I wore them all over Europe for about like 3 months straight. And while Thursday has a lot of like weatherproof suede, like stuff that's like imbued with waxes and hydrophobic compounds to repel all manner of water and stains, this is just regular suede, and it got real dirty, and I don't know how to clean it.
Well, suede is actually a really, really easy material to take care of, and it's often one of our most searched out videos, how to clean suede. So there must be a lot of people, wanting to know this information. So yeah, we'll definitely help you guys out today and show you what we do. It's a pretty simple process.
There's all manner of stains on these, including quite a lot of blue from my jeans up here.
Yeah, a lot of indigo stains on there.
Yeah, which we probably, I don't know.
Yeah, so you're probably not going to be able to get the indigo out. I know that is a question we get from a lot of people, a lot of ladies, a lot of guys will, the first thing they do, they buy suede boots. And one of the biggest things people forget to do is protect the suede the minute you get them out of the box. And they'll throw on the jeans, they'll wear them over and over and over, and you get these indigo stains all over the top, and it really dyes the leather.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's not dirt, like that's a literal dye.
No, it's a literal dye, so it's probably not coming out, but we'll try to get a lot of these other surface stains and whatnot out, and just show your audience how to clean your suede.
Yeah, all right, let's do it. Let's get started.
All right, so the first thing that I do, I just shoved some old paper in here. If you guys have newspaper, you can shove that in there as well. You could, if you have shoe trees, put those in there. It's going to help because what you really want to be able to do is get down into that leather and really scrub it. And if you don't have anything in there helping to prop the inside of that up, it's just, it's going to push down on that toe cap and make it a little more difficult. One thing that's really important, remember guys, what you do not want to do is use a saddle soap on your suede. Suede and nubuck are completely different than a smooth leather. And I can't tell you how many times I've gotten emails sent to us here saying, oh man, I used saddle soap on my suede and it really messed it up. Don't use it. So you have to treat your leather, or you have to treat your suede nubuck completely different than smooth leather.
When you put saddle soap in, it sucks out the dye, that kind of stuff? Like what does it do?
What it really does is it's just the soap has other ingredients in it than, see, this soap is just a liquid. So it's very delicate. And if you are putting a saddle soap on there, it's really going to push down the fibers or the nap on that suede. And it changes the color, it darkens it. So just remember to always use a brand that is for suede. So what we have here is just by Saphir, and it's real simple. You're going to take a little bowl of water, nothing too deep, it's about a 2-to-1 ratio. And then you're just going to pour a little bit of that suede cleaner in there.
2 parts water, 1 part cleaner?
Yep. I may have had a little bit extra water in there, but it's fine. Then a lot of times it'll come with a little brush, like this one that we have here, comes with a little brush. And then you're just going to agitate that water, just kind of get a little bit of some sudsing going on. And as you can see, again, it's real delicate, not a lot of suds. One thing that you might want to do beforehand, take a suede brush. Now a suede brush, a lot of times they come like this, which is just wire bristles. Sometimes it'll be like, horsehair with some wire bristles, mixed in. And you're just going to brush over your suede, and you just want to try to get out as much of that surface dust as you can, as well as bring it to the surface, because then that's going to help clean it off better.
Is there any concern of damaging the leather if you brush it a bit too hard here?
No, especially now nubuck. Nubuck is different than suede. The nap is very fine, and you do want to be a little more careful when you have nubuck. as opposed to suede. So these are suede, and you can get in there. You don't have to, don't go crazy with it. You just want to buff it off and get as much surface dust as you can. Then you're simply going to take your brush and you're going to start working that lather all into the suede. And you can see that it works a little bit of a lather, but it's not anything crazy. Make sure to get along the welt line there, get down in there.
Suede, by the way, is it's like regular leather that's been split down the middle. So this is like the fibers that you're seeing here, the nap. It's flesh. It's bits of like the flesh from the animal. So it's thinner than regular leather, which is one reason why some people tend to say that it breathes a little better, might be like better for hot weather, that sort of thing, because it's thinner. It's leather split down the middle, which a bit more breathable, a bit prettier, but in some respects a little more delicate as a result.
And one of the things that I like to do too, I don't really like to spot clean my leathers. And when I say spot clean, what I'm talking about is, let's say you drop something right up on the toe area, and instead of washing down the entire boot, you just take it and you're scrubbing on that one area. And what can happen sometimes on certain leathers is you get a gigantic watermark on that one area. And so what I like to do is if you're going to have to use a soap, saddle soap or this type of soap for your suede, is just go ahead and do the entire boot. And that way when the water dries, it's drying consistently all the way across the leather, and you don't risk potentially having a watermark on there.
But you wouldn't use saddle soap, then you use it?
Correct. Not on these. I'm just talking about leather in general.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So just depending on whatever leather you're working with, just do the whole boot or the whole shoe. Okay. So I scrub these down, and as you can see, the soap's not even there, but we're going to take a quick rag, wipe this up, just try to draw out as much of that surface dust as possible and dry it off, and then you're simply just going to let them sit for half an hour or more, and just really let that leather completely dry.
Is there any technique to this?
No, not really.
Sometimes if I'm trying to get like wine out of the carpet, it's like, no, you have to blot it, you have to not rub it.
Not really, but if it's something, if you have an oil stain or something like, wine, then you might want to just treat that, go ahead and treat the boot. You might have to do it several times. The boot that we did in that video, it was scrub the boot, blot it up a little bit, scrub the boot, and we did it probably 3 times to get it all out. So, do if you're just doing a routine cleaning, then, scrubbing your boots down one time like this is pretty much all you need.
Do you think that's going to be enough for these? These are pretty dirty.
They were pretty dirty, so we can go another round with it real quick if you want to. So it's not going to hurt it, guys. So let's go ahead and scrub these down one more time. Okay, so after I've wiped it down, what I usually like to do is just take the bristle brush again and just go over it, because that water is really going to pull the nap down. And I like to just go over it to fluff that nap back up, and it just allows it, I guess, helps it dry out a little quicker. I found. So
it's not just an aesthetic thing; it helps it dry.
Yeah, correct.
And you're getting a little bit of extra muck out, or is the muck out now?
I think the cleaning and the rag should have gotten most of it out. But I think this will just help it to dry. Like I said, don't rush anything as well, because one thing with leather is you don't want to rush it. Hey, I've only got 30 minutes. It's soaking wet. I've wiped it down. Now I'm going to condition it. Don't do that. Let the leather dry completely. Even if you have to come back the next day, you're going to do a much better job. So we're going to let that paper sit in there. Again, you can use paper, shoe trees, and it's going to help draw in that moisture, and that just helps out the drying process. And come back in a little while and see where we're at.
Cool.
Okay, so we've given these boots time to dry, and what I did afterwards is I just went over it again with suede brush, to pull that nap back up, and that's about it. You can see we were able to get out as much of the dirt spots as possible. Even some of the stains surprisingly came off. It lightened it up a bit.
Yeah, definitely. Especially right along the side here, this was nothing but streaks of dirt, which I didn't really see coming out, but it's definitely coming out here, which is nice. I know the first half of this video, we only watched one boot. We were going to have a side-by-side of before and after. But what we're planning to do is wax these boots next. But for that one, you got to go to Trenton Heath's channel. We're going to be putting on that one, and that's going to be really good. For now, though, got some really nice snuff suede boots, and they really look better.
Yeah.
What do we do now? Because I understand that you think it's a bit silly to walk around with unprotected suede boots.
Yeah, so if you own suede or nubuck shoes, I tell all of our customers straight out of the box, make sure that you are protecting them. So there's two ways to protect them. You can either use a weatherproofing spray. These are just two of the brands that we carry. And a weatherproofing spray is great, really, not just for suede and nubuck, for really any type of shoe. I even recommend them for guys that you really love your sneakers. Spray some on there because it's going to keep a lot of the surface dust off, mud, water, anything you may drop on there. It's just going to allow it to, you know, sit on top of the material so that you can just dust it off, wipe it off, whatever. If you don't protect your suede and you get, you know, it happens to people all the time, you drop wine or water or whatever, it's just going to absorb right into that leather. And again, if you put a weatherproofing spray, it'll sit on top.
Now, this is a pretty controversial attitude, I think, among some areas of shoe and boot land, because I feel like there's like a real fear. People always say stuff like, oh no, if you put any protectors on it, it's going to suffocate the leather, it's going to be less breathable, it's going to make it age badly. Like, what do you say to people like that?
Yeah, so again, there's different products that you can buy. So I mean, apparently, from what I've heard from some of our customers, there's even like vegan type, you know, not vegan, but natural weatherproofing sprays that has natural ingredients in it.
No silicone.
No silicone, yep, any of that type of material. And just as long as you're using something to help protect it. So for example, the Tarago spray here is a nano spray. Now, if you use something like that on leather, I will say that the nano spray does such a good job that it is not going to wear off anytime soon. And if you do have, for example, a smooth leather boot or shoe and you want to be able to condition those shoes often, putting something like the nano spray, the molecules are going to, you know, cover up those pores so well that you can't get the conditioner in there. So what I often recommend is something like the nano spray for your sneakers. You don't have to condition your sneakers, it's material. But the Saphir and Volner spray is one of my favorites because it wears off rather quickly. Spray it off now that they're nice and clean. And the way you can test it is you just take a little water in your finger, you drop it on there. If it beads up, it's good to go. If it absorbs, then it's time to spray it on again.
And you don't think this affects like the way it looks?
Not at all.
No,
it's a clear mist. It does not have any color pigment in it at all, or any types of chemicals or ingredients that are going to darken the suede.
The longevity of the leather is going to last just as long?
Yeah. It was probably going to last longer if you're protecting it than if you're not protecting it.
That's a good point.
Hands down.
All right. Well, so just to have like a nice simple answer to it, Saphir and Volner, that is the spray of choice from Trinidad and Heath. You can buy it on the website in the link below. That's clean suede boots.
Yep. So that's how you do it.
All right, cool. Well, we are going to now get to waxing these boots in a separate video. But for now, if you want to know how to clean suede, this has been really helpful. I thought mine would be on repair, and they look really cool. And suede does look cooler when it's worn in, even after it's been cleaned as well. Yep. So yeah, these look really good. And thanks for helping out with
Yeah, no problem.
All right, cool. All right, let's wax these guys. Thanks for watching, guys. And if you haven't subscribed yet to Technique's channel, make sure you check it out because it's a lot of really cool, really in-depth, like tearing apart shoes and seeing what really makes them tick, which is I think the kind of stuff you guys like. Yeah, thanks for watching.
Yep.